tonight we now know 7 books will officially be banned from all South Carolina public schools.
Today, a newly formed subcommittee of the South Carolina Department of Education met to discuss the books in question and argue why they should be banned. The reason, they say, is the books depict sexually explicit material or are age inappropriate, which violates a new South Carolina law.
WCNC Charlotte's Austin Walker is joining us now. So, Austin, there were 11 books up for discussion. What were the results here?
Yeah. So these are actually the 11 books right here. I'm going to ask you this. Do you recognize any of them? If you just look at them on the screen real quick.
To Kill a Mockingbird, Romeo and Juliet, of course.
Exactly. Some big names that you might recognize, other ones right there that you maybe don't. But this is the verdict. So the ones in red show you, like Damsel and Ugly Love. Those are the ones that are going to be pulled from South Carolina schools. Looking at the yellow one, that was actually up for consideration, but has been moved to be discussed a little bit more. And then finally, the ones in green will be put and stay put on the shelves. But for some, it's a way to protect children, while others, they say it's a complete state overreach and the rules are moved in each case. The words written in black and white.
I'm armed with the knowledge I need to survive because I have access to books.
I urge you to consider the deeper implications this book has on the formative minds of our children.
Creating a colorful response.
So be it.
Thursday, a newly formed subcommittee of the South Carolina Department of Education deciding the fate of 11 books and if they will be pulled from school shelves. Some you might not recognize, and others you can't not remember.
Romeo, Romeo, wherefore art thou, Romeo?
The result, 7 of the 11 banned, 3 stay on the shelves, and 1 up for discussion later. The reason some were banned, they say, is the books depict sexually explicit material or are age inappropriate, which violates a new South Carolina state law.
I'd like to ask you if any of y'all have actually read the books that we're discussing today.
Some saying while the material is intense, it is age appropriate.
CDC data that says 43% of young adults between the ages of 15 and 18 are sexually active.
Others disagree, calling the material triggering and unsuitable.
Literature should be a source of inspiration, not a reminder of pain and suffering.
The board says books that describe sexual experiences are not allowed, but some raise the question, then why was To Kill a Mockingbird left on the shelf when the entire book revolves around an alleged sexual assault trial?
My frustration is that there is no way to adequately and objectively apply these regulations to each title.
The Board of Education responding.
Analogize it to a theater is occurring on stage, not off stage.
Does it explicitly say the act is happening, or does the author just allude to it? Yeah, so it's really all about the words right there. But to go over some of those books real quick, the ones in red are the ones that are pulled. Let's go through them real quick, which is Damsel, Ugly Love, A Court of Frost and Starlight, Mist and Fury, Thorns and Roses, and also Wings and Run, and finally Normal People. Again, the ones in green, that is To Kill a Mockingbird, 1984, and Shakespeare's Romeo and Juliet. And finally, that book in yellow is Crank, and that's about drug use, which also could be deemed inappropriate, which is why they are revisiting it later.
Wow, yeah, I remember this is a discussion that also happened recently here in North Carolina, so yeah.
Yeah, it's a big topic, so we will be seeing this probably again.
All right, thank you, Austin.